And to give his reaction to the blog of Raissa Robles and other news concerning the Chief Justice, we are joined on the line by Senator Judge Coco Pimentel. Senator Pimentel, good afternoon.
Magandang hapon, Gigi, and to all of your televiewers.
Senator, you heard the story of Pinky Webb, and I wonder if you've read the blog of Raissa Robles.
What was the blog about? What was the blog about? Properties or accounts?
It was about properties. According, if I'm not mistaken,
okay.
according to Raissa Robles, who is a journalist and also a blogger, there are 2 properties in the United States, purportedly in the name of the daughter of the Chief Justice.
Okay, Gigi, this is the situation. The prosecution has already rested its case. Meaning to say, the prosecution has already told the court that we are now submitting, we are ready to submit our case to you. And they made only one very specific reservation. And the only reservation made by the prosecution was about the foreign currency deposit accounts of the respondent. So if we are talking about foreign properties, then maybe it's too late in the day now because they have already rested.
Sir, can you explain that to us further? So with the reservation that they made was that, paano yun, sir, if there is any more information that comes out about the dollar accounts, kailangang tanggapin yun?
We are talking about Article 2, which is the SALN. Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth. As far as the assets are concerned, these are divided into 2, the real properties and the personal properties. So, in that order, ang discussion ng prosecution is in that order, that something is wrong with the entries in the real properties and something is wrong with the entries in the SALN of the Chief Justice in the personal properties. So, they were trying to show that he has dollar accounts which when converted into pesos would greatly exceed the declared peso amount in the personal properties box. But then since the Supreme Court issued a TRO, temporary restraining order, preventing the impeachment court from forcing the banks to divulge the Chief Justice's foreign currency deposit accounts or dollar accounts, and the Senate decided to respect the TRO. Hence, the prosecution's hands were tied. They were not able, they were not allowed by the impeachment court to present proof on dollar accounts. But since it is only a TRO connected with the main case, so there is just a reservation that if the main case should be decided by the Supreme Court in such a way that the Supreme Court will allow the banks to divulge the dollar deposit accounts of the President, then we will go back. We will go back to the prosecution stage.
I understand.
But only as far as the dollar is concerned. So, ngayon, ganitong sabi nyo kasi there is a report by a blogger na mayroon namang foreign properties. So, what is the implied proposal? The implied proposal is, let us go back, let us reopen the stage of the prosecution evidence as to foreign properties. In my opinion, we can no longer do that because the prosecution itself said that our only reservation is as far as foreign currency deposit accounts are concerned. So yun po, yun yung aking thinking.
In other words, sir, what you're saying is that the only time that the prosecution can go back to presenting evidence, since it's already finished the presentation of its case, is if there is any decision from the Supreme Court about the foreign currency deposits, but not if it has anything to do with anything else, including properties, which is the subject of this article here. Is that correct, sir?
Correct. To simplify it, dollar accounts. Actually, there are two ways. Number one, if the Supreme Court lifts the TRO, or number two, if the Senate changes its mind, and then all of a sudden the majority of the senators will say that it has taken too long. We will no longer respect the TRO. It has taken too long. We should now force the banks to give us the foreign currency accounts of the respondent. So But you're correct that that's the only subject matter that we can go back to.
Is it possible at all for the senator judges to go against what the prosecution itself had made reservations about? In other words, that if, for example, because the journalist Raissa Robles claims that she has evidence about properties, assuming that is true, is it possible for the senator judges to make their own decision on this issue and say that, okay, we want to hear...
Okay. I get your point, but we will not be, I will not be that proactive. I will wait for the prosecution to file the appropriate motion, and then we will discuss. Pero the only reason to go back and reopen the proceedings is for the greater interest of justice. But definitely the other side will vigorously also oppose it and then argue on the basis of due process.
So in the realm of possibilities, it is not impossible that the prosecution can request to take this up and the senator judges will allow them to present evidence on this issue.
Yes. Not impossible, but it will not be easy.
Now, sir, what do you make out of instances like this when you have information that is presented not in the impeachment court but presented to the public? And, as you said, I guess the way that you explained it to me, my understanding is that it's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely already, considering that the reservation made by the prosecution was only for the dollar account. So what do you make of...
The court will disregard. All evidence not formally offered will be disregarded by the court. We will not pay attention to any so-called evidence which have not been formally presented.
Sir, one last question. Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago has been quoted as warning that there may be efforts during the long break to sway the decision of the senator judges, and that the 2013 elections may play a role in the decision of senator judges in the case. I just want to get your thoughts on that, Senator.
Well, the word she used is may. That is correct. It may, but should it influence us? So it's really up to the senator judge, up to his conscience, up to his individual willpower on how he can resist all of these pressures, pakiusap, and all of this parinig.
What's your personal experience, sir? Has anybody tried to sway you as of yet or pressure you?
Meron kasi ako, I have a notice posted on at my back, on the wall at my back in the office, and it says no lobbying regarding the Corona impeachment case. So far that notice has been respected. So I would like to thank everybody for respecting that notice.
Well, good on you, Senator Pimentel. Senator Coco Pimentel there talking to us. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Okay.